Hello, welcome back to my channel and thank you for clicking on this video. Today is a reading. It's going to be a card reading. And as opposed to picking from an oracle card, which is usually what I do, I actually have crystals for you today to choose from. And before I actually get started, I want to say thank you to the person who donated so that I can get crystals and do this work. Thank you for that person who is continuously supporting this channel. And thank you for everyone who supports me by either donations, by clicking the like button, by sending positive energy, by subscribing to my Patreon and creating our little lovely community that I have there. And speaking of my Patreon, I will be linking it at the end of this video, just like I do with all of my videos. I recently did a post in my Patreon where I suggested finding your personality as well as your soul purpose cards in tarot, and I would do a private reading for you, or if people wanted it in a general video, then I did that, and that seemed to go quite well. So here I am letting you know that if you want to know your personality as well as your soul cards in tarot, which reflect why you are here in this current life and what it is you're supposed to be doing, you're going to find it in my Patreon. All right, now that the intro is over, the three crystals, we're going to have three groups, group 1, group 2, group 3. And the timestamps, as always, are going to be in the description. So please make sure you do check the description. I would urge you, this is a good practice for engaging your authentic self, engaging your higher self, engaging your intuition, or that little nudge, that little gut feeling. That's what a lot of these videos really are about, on top of getting you messages from the universe or your higher guides. But when you're picking the crystals, don't think too much. Try not to fall back on thought, but rather follow your gut feeling or your intuition, especially if the crystal is calling out for you. The first group is going to be this pendulum. I love pendulums. I actually programmed this one and it's been quite accurate. But this is an amethyst pendulum. And this will be group number 1. So if you find yourself drawn to this crystal, then group 1, this is you. All right. Next up is group 2. And group 2, you are this selenite wand. So if you find yourself drawn to this or its energy, then this is you, group number 2. All right. Now group number 3, you are this sort of pink flower agate. If you find yourself drawn to this, it's a point, it's a crystal point. If you find yourself drawn to its energy or to its colors or to its shape, whatever, then this is you, group number 3. All right, guys, and today's message is essentially what you need to hear right now regarding anything that is going on in your life or any inquiry. So check the description, click on your group, and you can always choose more than one. You can always assign this different aspects of your life to different crystals. And I will see you at your reading. Hello, Group number one, if you chose this pendulum, this amethyst pendulum, then this is your reading. Welcome to your reading. So let's see, I'm going to start by using my favorite, which is the Lightseer's Tarot. And then for clarity, we might pull from the Mystical Moments Tarot, as well as the Journey of Love, which is an oracle deck. I do have the Muse Tarot deck as well for clarity if need be. But let's get started. What do you need to hear right now, group number one? What does group number one need to hear right now? Oh, I guess I should put my glasses on because I can't see. All right, you have the Two of Swords. Now that came out quite aggressively, I have to say. So let's see. Let's pick another card for clarity for you, group number one. Can I get clarity for group number one regarding the message that they need to hear right now? Okay. What do we have? You have the King of Wands. Interesting energy. You have the Ten of Wands. And you also have the King of Cups. All right. Those are a lot more than I was expecting. So I'm actually, let me pull one from the Mystical Moments Tarot for you, group number one, since your reading seems to be involved. There's quite the message in here for you, group number one. What does group number one need to hear right now? All right. Very interesting. You got the Ten of Wands again. Oops. The Ten of Wands came out again for you. So, group number one, the theme in your reading is actually giving me some chills. But the theme in your reading is burden. It seems to me that you have taken on a lot of burden. And the message overall, the overall message is that you might need to start looking at your priorities. It seems that you have overburdened yourself. That has resulted in some form of overwhelm. And you might not necessarily be seeing the opportunities that are there for you because you've taken on so much. The Two of Swords, which is one of the earlier cards that came out, I don't necessarily read in order, but the Two of Swords is interesting given the cards that you do have. The Two of Swords represents almost that you are at a crossroads. You seem to be in a situation of conflict where you're not necessarily 100% sure what to do. You might find yourself being torn between people, between places, between situations, or a decisions that you need to make, left or right. And this, unfortunately, you also got the Hanged Man, by the way. This, unfortunately, might be causing you a little bit of stagnation. But both these cards there's a hidden message inside of them, and that is you need to follow your intuition. The woman, and don't focus on female or male, focus on the energy of the card. So as you can see, the energy of this card is someone who's being torn between two different things, two different directions pulling. But this person is also blindfolded. Ultimately, what is going to happen here is that this person, or the message for you here, is that you need to follow your intuition. Don't listen too much to thought right now. And this also shows that whatever the stagnation that you might find yourself in, following your intuition and allowing that confidence, your self-confidence, to come through, is going to open up a whole new world of opportunity. As you can see, this person is hanging upside down, but almost restful and confident, and knowing that following their intuition is going to lead to something beautiful. And the zipper that is tied to her leg is being undone by her own weight. So those are these two cards. Whatever decision, whatever conflict situation that you might find yourself in right now, the guidance or the message is to listen to your gut feeling and to stop thinking. Stop thinking and stop pulling yourself. A lot of the pulling that is happening is you. Is you doing these things to yourself. Now, the other very, very strong message that came through here is these two cards. You have the Ten of Wands and you have the Ten of Wands in both these decks. And the common theme here is that there seems to be a lot of load on your back. As you can see, there are 10 flowers that this person wants to pick, but she's already burdened. The energy is burden here. She's already burdened with a heavy load of flowers on her back. So you might want to start lightening up your load and placing priorities where they belong. And the way you do that is by following your gut, your intuition, not so much your thought. Again, the person remains walking. So you do have that power inside of you. You do have that guidance inside of you. You just need to do it. Lighten the load and follow your internal guidance. Follow your intuition. Ultimately, what will happen, you have two kings. You have the King of Cups and you have the King of Wands. And the King of Wands is there's a very strong entrepreneurial spirit. Creativity, passion, fire, patience, being charismatic. All of these might be hidden. These are the qualities that the King of Wands carries, but they might be hidden by the heavy burden that you are currently carrying. Once you lighten up that load, and once new opportunities begin to appear because you've chosen to lighten up your load and follow your intuition, things are going to flow. Creation is literally going to flow through you, and you're going to light up your path. There's a very, very strong creative energy here. And the other one is the King of Cups, a compassionate, loving energy that is extremely peaceful and grounded and knowing as well as wise. So I get the sense that these qualities are being stifled a little bit in you, and you are on your way, you are on your path to these extremely successful energies in everything, in love, in relationships, in abundance, in ideas, in creativity, in being an inspiration, everything, basically. You're on your way. The best thing that you need to do is, again, lighten up your load. I don't know what it is that you've taken on that doesn't belong to you. It could be anything. It could be in the form of projects. It could be in the form of actual responsibility in this realm. Or it could be in the form of ideas and thought and limiting beliefs that ultimately don't belong to you. And it's time for you to let go of them, to change, to allow the change to come. But in order for you to take on the new and to allow in the new, which is behind here, as you can see, the zipper is opening and there's a new, almost every world behind you there. In order for you to allow that in, you have to let go of some things. I keep giving the example of moving homes. When you move homes, it's always a good time to get rid of the old and maybe buy a few new things, you know, in anticipation of this move and this new experience. So don't take on things from your past, especially if these things, especially if they are ideas, if they are beliefs, or if they are patterns that you've always done it. I've always done it this way. It's time to re-examine, let go, and pick up some new habits, some new ideas, some new ways that will pave the road to your ultimate, authentic self to come through and for you to flourish in the abundance that you deserve. All right, that is it for you, group number 1. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Please do feel free to leave a comment below the video. And thank you for being here. Hello, group number 2. If you chose the selenite wand, then welcome to your reading. All right, now I introduced the decks in group 1, but I ended up only using 2 of them because I got so many cards for them. So I'll do the same, but I'm not probably going to use them all. I'm just going to use what I feel I'm being guided to use. So the Light Seers Tarot is the main deck that I'm using to read. For clarity or more guidance, we have the Mystical Moments Tarot, which I tend to use as an oracle deck. And then for further clarity, if need be, the Journey of Love. All right, let's get started. For you, number 2, message. What do you need to hear right now? Group number 2. What does group number 2 need to hear right now? Okay, you got the Lovers. That's a major arcana card, which signifies like a major life event or life change or something happening that's major. Let's get it. Okay, I didn't even start shuffling and they came out. And once again, you got a lot of cards. It's funny, I was just getting the the tarot deck ready for you and this flew out, but I wasn't ready and prepared. So here it is again for you, group number 2, clearly. Yeah. 10 of Swords. Interesting. You also get the Judgment card. And then you have the Queen of Wands. Now, I have to say that the Judgment and the Queen of Wands came out reversed. Oh, the Judgment and the Queen of Wands came out reversed. So I'm probably going to read them that way. Now let's get a little bit more clarity for you, group number 2. Let's get clarity with the Mystical Moments Tarot deck. Message for group number 2. Okay, this one flew out. Which one is this? Sorry, I gotta put my glasses on. It is, oh, okay, Major Arcana card, the Empress. Big things, big things. This is, by the way, also a Major Arcana card. You have a lot of Major Arcana cards. All right, group number 2. I don't really know what to say. Group number 2, I don't really know where to start with you. But you're reading the message that is coming through. The message that is coming through is that there's a choice. You are not very similar, but group number 1 also was in a situation where they needed to make a choice. And the guidance for group number 1 was to follow your intuition. For you, you are also in a situation where it seems to me that you are struggling to make a choice, or you're being shown that you have to make a choice, or you have a situation in your life where you must make a decision and take a choice that you are completely avoiding, and you don't really know how to deal with it. You have a lot of Major Arcana cards, by the way, which signifies to me that whatever the situation is, and it seems to me, just from looking at your cards, that it's a personal thing, very personal, probably has to do with some sort of relationship. It might even be a love relationship. Who knows? You might have 2 suitors, 2 people presenting themselves to you, and you're torn. You're not really sure which one to choose. The Lover's card is a Major Arcana card, and though it is about love, it's ultimately about making a choice. And whatever that choice is going to lead you to you. You have to follow your intuition here. You have to follow your passion. You have to stop thinking, basically. You have to truly follow your heart here, and allowing yourself this, whatever this is that you want, that you might be engaging in too much thought and denying yourself this, something important, something that has the potential to alter your entire course, your entire path, your entire life. And interestingly enough, with it, you have the 10 of Swords. As you can see, the 10 of Swords is don't focus on male or female, by the way. It's the energy. So the energy here is someone who has turned their back on something and they're walking away. But they're also walking away towards a light. A very, very big, bright light. The 10 of Swords also, the crows or the blackbirds, to me, they represent thought. So you might be going through a situation where you're just under a lot of pressure of thought, which is also the energy collectively that we're going through right now, by the way. So once again, you have to allow the passion to come through and ignite it and follow it, the intuition, and put down these thoughts, follow the light. As you can see, this person is not really, though the energy is being attacked by a lot of thoughts and thought consumption. Sort of the energy is that they're walking straight ahead in complete trust and in complete faith, almost as if they know where they're going and that this is the correct path for them. Now, the other cards that you got, this is another Major Arcana card, which is Judgment. And you have the Queen of Wands. The similar thing here between these two cards is you're denying yourself something. You might be even lying to yourself. The other thing that might be, the other energy that might be involved here is jealousy. And jealousy is not an energy that is yours at all. It's an energy based in something, in fear, in lack, and in self-doubt. So this is the message for you, is to take, maybe have some time where you reflect and be honest. Just be honest with yourself. No one has to know. Just be honest with you. Because when you're honest with yourself and you allow yourself the emotions, don't deny your emotions, allow them to come through, maybe even release them, that might give you a healing. There is a pattern here of self-denial, self-doubt, negative energy, jealousy. It is stifling you, and it might have to do with this decision that you find yourself struggling to make. It really has to do with something internal. It is not external. It is not outside of you. All of your answers, everything that you seek is within you. You just have to sit down, be courageous, and take a deep look at whatever this pattern is. Perhaps even try to trace it to where it came from. If it's rooted in lack, if it's rooted in a belief, where did this belief come from? Is it a belief that you were told as a little person, as a child, early on in life, and you just accepted it and you took it on, and now it's causing a lot of malfunction in your life? Maybe it's time to look at that and allow your true self to come through, because judgment is about realizing, self-realization, and realizing that you are empowered, that you are worthy, that you are deserving. And you release that energy and you become the empowered version of yourself that guides you. But there's healing that needs to happen here. There might be even some shadow work that needs to happen here. So those are the energies of those two cards. And then you have the Empress, which is a very beautiful major arcana card. The Empress is a very fertile earthly energy. It represents sexuality. It represents groundedness. It represents love and compassion. This is a very, very sensual, feminine energy. And you have to understand that if you are male watching this and wondering what the hell, what feminine, we carry both divine feminine and divine masculine energies within us. You might be being asked to look at balancing the divine feminine energy within you. Just FYI. But this is a very fertile, sexual and sensual energy that has to do with birth. Whether be it a physical birthing of a child into this realm, or a creative, because you have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands has to do with creativity, bringing forward creation into this world. But again, you're stifled, you're blocked, because you're denying yourself something. There's an issue with self-worth here, or self-doubt. So once that's resolved, you can birth whatever this is, be it a physical human being, like I said, be it a project into this world, something that will be seeded into this earth. And it will not only be a beautiful thing for you, but it also will be a beautiful thing for those around you. But that's the energy, and this is a major arcana card, which indicates that it has to do with a big life event for you. And that is it. Yeah. Group number 2, I believe that concludes your reading. I hope it resonated. Please do feel free to leave a comment. And thank you for your love, and thank you for your support. Hello, Group 3. If you chose this beautiful pink flower garnet, I believe. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. This is a point, and welcome to your reading. The other two groups, I introduced the cards, and I only ended up using, the card decks, and I only ended up using 2 of the 4. So let me introduce 2, because I can almost sense the way this reading is going. The Light Seers Tarot is the main tarot deck. And then the Mystical Moments tarot deck for clarity, and if we can, and if needed, the journey of love. Let us get started for you, group number 3. Message for group number 3. Message for group number 3. Message for you, group number 3. Oh wow, that just kind of flew out. Which one is this? Sorry, glasses time. 2 of Cups. Can we get more cards for group number 3? 8 of Pentacles, interesting energy there. Let's get more, please. More for clarity for group number 3. Cards are very just flying. 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands, 2 of Cups, 8 of Pentacles. Can I get another card? Can I get another card for group number 3? Another card for you, group 3. What's happening with you? Another card for group number 3. Another card for group number 3. You're interesting, group number 3. Another card, please. Another card about the message for group number 3. Page of Swords. And the Queen of Cups. All right. You got a lot of stuff going on here. Oops. Got a lot of stuff going on. Let's pull from the Tarot of the Mystical Moments. Message for group number 3. Message for group number 3. The Hermit. I need a minute with your cards. Your cards, I find them, I'm actually going to read them a little bit different than I would usually read, because I try to stick to the original interpretation of the tarot. It's just the way I learned tarot. But there's a lot of energy around you, group number 3. That's just the way I see it. I see it in the 2 of Cups. I see it in the 8 of Pentacles, and I see it in the 8 of Cups as well as in the Hermit. The Hermit, essentially, I don't know if you're in Hermit mode right now, like me. I've been in Hermit mode essentially for 3 years. But Hermit mode is where we begin to do our internal work and become wise, become the light, and begin to shine the light. As you can see, it's a mermaid sitting on top of a lighthouse, shining a lantern, almost leading the way. This is a very, very wise person. This is a very, very confident, self-knowing. You know your worth, and you preserve your energy for helping others. Seems to me like you're a way shower. You might not know it yet, but that's who you are. This is a major arcana card, which signifies to me that this is a big aspect of who you are. There's deep hidden wisdom, as well as solitude. You're a person who likes solitude. You don't necessarily get bored or feel alone. There's big energy here. And then you have the Eight of Pentacles, which is, again, all I can see is energy being emanated from you with regards to what you can create in this world and what you have the power to do, which is generate quite a bit of abundance. But there seems to be a lag. And it is also represented here with the Hermit card, because the Hermit card just goes in solitude for a while. And it's the same here. You're just sitting alone, but you're still emanating that energy, even though you might not be manifesting anything just yet. I also see the energy in the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups does tend to speak of a partnership or a union, be it usually it has to do with relationships, love, romance, or maybe you're going to cooperate with someone who knows to bring a project into this world. But there is a deep-seated connection here that is, again, very high in energy. It's almost as if you two are soulmates or twin flames, or you complete each other, or there's something here. So you might want to explore whatever this is without necessarily putting labels on it or passing judgment on it, but be open and curious, and you'd be surprised. I'm finding if we drop the filters that we grew up with about people, about situations, about circumstances, if we drop that judgment, then an entire new door of opportunity appears in front of you. And again, there is that energy here that I'm sensing with regards to you. The Queen of Cups is very compassionate, loving, intuitive, highly intuitive energy. And as you can see, flowing energy is just flowing around through this personality. So it seems to me that if you are in hermit mode, that you're taking this time to almost charge yourself with the light. And you're eventually going to emanate so much light that it's going to lead to abundance in finances, to abundance in love, abundance in relationships, ultimately completion of everything that you've ever wanted in your life. Now, there is two other cards that came out, which are the Nine of Wands as well as the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is a fresh, young, vibrant, want to learn, sort of erudite, always reading, always seeking energy. But this Page of Wands is actually on their tippy toes. If you notice, it seems like they're crossing over through a difficult path, or they're trying to maintain their balance while at the same time learning. And they are very much open to learning. So again, the energy of trying not to judge a situation, not to judge a circumstance that you might find yourself in, even if you are walking kind of on eggshells. Remain open-minded, remain open to the possibilities, because it seems as soon as you reach the other side, amazing things are going to come your way. But this is an open-minded personality, not a judgmental one. And with that comes the Nine of Wands, the final push. The final push to get you over from this ledge to that one. And you are determined. As you can see, there's determination here. There's fire. Again, there's that energy. There's that energy within you. It's strange. It's coming through like in all of your cards. There's an energy. There's a light with you, within you. And I hope you are aware of it. And I hope that you are looking after it. And I hope that you are shining your light. You are determined to shine that light at all cost, it would seem. But there's that final little push that you might find yourself going through right now, and you're being urged to have confidence in yourself, because that's all what this card is about. It's about confidence, overcoming obstacles, and becoming the light to manifest everything that you've ever wanted. Group number 3. That is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I have, and thank you so much for being here with me.